It's the Kings of the Weekend. My name is Sphectacula,
DJ Naves,
and we are celebrating our friendship because it is International Friendship Day.
Yeah,
and I think it's a great time to come in and nice reflect on just our journey, working with each other, and having the privilege of Gubalana, sharing our life lessons and making sure that we are impacting Impiloge, your first laner and a listener of the Sound of KZN the whole time.
Yeah, boy.
So, Kalen.
Okay, we can do that. It's a journey.
All right. Yeah. Back when, before we were typing, we were using pencils then.
When?
You're going to start saying when I'm that old again, aren't you? You are going to start saying that. I have a time to lubaba lana. So I think, umbuzo hlale suthola kakhulu is ukuthi sahlangana kanjani. All right. Go.
So uSphe bekathengisa umzimba estradeni eGoli ngamsaver. No,
this is why you don't let him tell the story. Yeah.
No, I think we were all on the same party scene at Goli. We knew each other and of each other, but it wasn't like a thing. Yoguti,
like blow me, as they say.
Yeah, so I think
like I'm sure it's all a few of my girls too got
so I think that was a starting point, and then as time progressed, Timandela got a job at 5FM, working in the marketing team, Konalapo, doing events coordinating, and I used to then always see him on the same floor, on the 8th floor, which is where Metro FM and 5FM sat. Then I just think from there we built a rapport because Beslalas Kuluma, and how it developed is Timande at the time were sent a demo in to be on a Metro. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How?
So from Lapo, because Ufistas was acting programming manager at the time, yeah? So he said to me, uyakhumbula ukuthi ngathini kuwena 10 years ago. I'm like, yo, Nkosi yami. Lo muntu engikhuluma naye zonke izinsuku. Like wathini mina 10 years ago, I speak to you every day. So I dlulana end of the day, ihlale le nto kumina. End of the day ngiyekuyena ngithi, okay, wathini kumina 10 years ago? Wathi ngathi, I think you need to be on the radio. Ngathi, oh yeah, lapha ngikhumbula lutho. Ngathi, yeah, sure. Wathi ayithumela idemo kuyenzeke. Ngayenza ke demo. 2 weeks later, ezekmina athi, yeah, no, like I think le nto engizwile ngiyithandile, would you like to ngene emoyeni? Ngathi, yeah, no, sure, nini? Athi kusasa. I'm like, kusasa? Like on such a massive station like Kanjai. Basically, so who would you like to help you? Because ngazi ukuthi afuna akwazi ukupressa ama buttons yabona knock down le kuthiwa i-desk. Need to know mina and trust Naves because at that stage Naves and I best blow maskika ndawonye and yabona nje senze izinto somtsizwa and having a great time doing like along with our other DJ friends. So simfoneleke right there and they say available kusasa. At the time, Vele, like white producer, Ishoga Tibo Touch, yeah. Before that show, so he was going to be there anyway. I'm not sure. Agna Coast, I went to Sphectacula, I think it was in May of that year, 2010. He's getting studios bigger and at okay, no, Shalana Mina, Mozafunu Kulumang Onisa mic. He's no sharp. Hey, Ang Shama Naves, Ang Shang, it's I have. I want to never man. So when you turn on ama mic, neya ko on is ngizongisangalela wena ngizelanga lokho la yabo. Ngithi okay long zomthola ngazi ukuthi ngizomsolve kanjani. Hayi nangempela ke shaya link yokuqala ngikhulume naye. Angizibe lo bhucanga ukuthi first link ukhuluma nomuntu abela kuzibe. Angizibe athi ngingeni le ndaba yakho. Yabo hayi so ngiqedeke ilink edlala ingoma. Ilink yesi2 iqhamuke ngikhulume naye futhi. Ngize ngimusho negama. And I think then he was just like but it's all good. Let me just respond back to him.
Yeah.
And it's been 15 amazing years since.
Yeah, I think the other part of it is I had no ambitions of being an umsakazi.
Yeah.
Or like I was happy to sit in my corner doing technical and also content and DJ.
Yeah.
I was happy in that corner. So I think our meeting then sparked something because had you not had said that, we would have never been here today.
Yeah.
So it sparked something. And funny enough, although our party at the time weren't
vision yet.
Yeah. But people loved it from day one. From day one, the feedback
was just like, about igama show.
Yes.
That had been in the industry for him. But what's the name of your show? The pre-party. What the hell? Quack. Did that not become iconic?
It did. It became iconic. To this day, it's relived in many ways. Yeah. Then I think from there, it grew because the demand then became a lot more in terms of the duo, in terms of the being on the radio and and DJing and things like that. And then saqala lapho nje sabambisana. What we used to do is Sphe would play I would play the first hour, and then Sphe would play the second hour.
Yeah.
So it was a 2-hour thing, but I think with time it just fell away because there were times where Sphe would take different gigs from me, and people would be like, "Upu Naves," and then when I'm that side, "Upu Sphe," and it got to a point where we're just like, "You want both of us? You're gonna get both of us."
Yeah, but if right, I change as if you were booking one.
Yeah,
So if you go 50,000, that means 100,000.
Yeah.
And that was that.
Not
and
to say that's the amount, please.
I want to just the example, man.
Yeah.
So for us, surprisingly, nobody complained. So we're like, okay, we're on to something. And I think in the Caesar was now we were no longer playing 2 hours, which meant we could take more work in the night. So we'd play 1 hour here in Dawonya, and one is like 2, 3, or 4 gigs in the night. And that was cool. And that was I think the beginning of the business of it all. So from being friends to the business of it all. And then we found ourselves, obviously, abantu start talking, man. Hey, abantu bayakhuluma, abantu bathi, yazi, hey, you're blind wena. Why you Naves ungavele nje umshiye beqhubeke wedwa la ngoba kuyakhanyela kukhambela kahle. Uyabona when iya blendo lena futhi sokusupporta. And I was just like, yeah, but I prefer it with Naves. Like, that's the person that I want to do this with and no one else. And when him and I were having the chat, now to look at how Nago is the same thing.
Yeah, same thing. Abantu bebahlezi bakhuluma ukuthi mfethu kade usemetro sozovumela umuntu ophuma ngaphandle manje azongena.
Yeah.
And so forth. And I think more than anything, because we had spoken and understood this thing together with what the end goal was and how we saw ourselves flourishing and becoming better together than apart, we already knew then that we're not going to be shaken. No one can come in and speak ill of the other and we'll just sit there and agree. It was like, no, this is what Tina we're working towards and this is our journey.
And I think also it led to us hanging out in Dawonya Kakulu, because now you want to squash out all the other noise because people won't talk izinto zabo if ekhoda lo munye. So you just hang out like with each other. And also lunches, meetings, hangouts, like Spanning is Dawonya, so it's really like an amazing thing.
And Sphe had a trap house. So a trap house if I was indlu laziwa khona. So so you'd always go and he lived with his cousin at the time. So it was
my cousin was a trap house.
Anim
Keys was a trap house on his own.
When you still lived with
Spo.
Yeah, with Spo.
Okay.
So it was so wild because Spo is like an introvert, and then Guno's Sphe, and then he comes through nalabangan back and we'd be there at the trap house.
Yeah.
And that's where
it was a good time. And I think what's interesting got there is the time, because obviously Naves and I at different ages was the different tastes, like umculo as well, like what inspired us, because we're now classic house and like seriously in the quieter music, because that's when I started really becoming one with umculo. So I've always liked to go to him, and I have different tastes, and we can also balance that off against each other for like our party, like, and being able to read the crowd and no manje badinga sound so and be able to adapt to the night. And I think that's something that's definitely that done well for us over yonke leminyaka lena of being entertainers. I mean, 15 years of DJing consistently, probably every single weekend. It's a lifetime that we are grateful for, and it's amazing.
Yeah. I think you've hit the nail on the head with the music selection, and also 15 years, because Masi Bega, it's gone by so quickly.
Yeah, it has.
I couldn't believe when we actually were talking the other day, it's been 15 years of seeing you every day.
And another interesting thing that like abantu ask us is okay, so while Sphe yena ebesebenza with the 9 to 5 yakhe lapha e5 FM events coordinator, uNaves yena ebenzani, and when did you guys decide that you're fully going entrepreneurial, as they say?
Bang bang. No, I used to be A&R at Parabing Entertainment. We used to look after Squatter Camp, Questa, and then the solo careers of Sugar Smacks and Slicker. But also then I worked on not the pre-party. What was the show? Touch, the hip hop show. Rhyme and Reason.
Yes.
I used to work on Rhyme and Reason as a content producer. And then after that, I moved on to doing the mixes on the show, which also then birthed all the other mixes I used to do on the station.
Breakfast as well.
Yeah. Then I would literally just be at the SABC during the week because there was work that needed to be done leading
for the
up
weekend.
to the show. And I'd go and hang out on Sphe's office beanbag. There was a beanbag put in the corner specifically for me.
It's funny, right?
Yeah, because
like go be allowed to no, like I can come and sit there as long as he wants, any day he wants.
Yeah, and it was nice because the beanbag was in the corner, so if you're standing from across the room, you can't see me because I'm but I was consistently there. And the one day I just heard boss Gagasi at the time, Jay Kuluman was pay, and I'm just like, no, I got good to pays with gold mine. No, that's my chance. And I said, Sphe, we're gonna figure this thing out.
That's right.
So
and I was like, sure. But cool, I got you. Let's go.
Yeah. And Sphe, if you don't know Sphe is a calculating person. Everything comes down to a spreadsheet. Sphe, let's go have lunch. Whoa, let me put it on the spreadsheet. Sphe, let's cross the road. Spreadsheets on. So I think he went home and he did so many calculations trying to just figure it out and make sure that it made sense for him. But I think once we really got into it and gave it our 100% attention to say this is what we're doing, all the hard work you had put in 10 years before that really started to show, because for the longest time in the industry we knew that the minimum amount of years you need to put in to start seeing a good reward out of this industry, 10 years. Big overnight sensation, like
can I call it fly by night or fly
I'll stick with overnight sensation.
Okay, sharp. So not fly by night.
There wasn't, there wasn't. It was, you had to put in the miles to make this thing work. And I think by the time we decided that actually no, we are going to run with this thing, it's at that point la bonagale khona ukuthi one ukubambana kwethu would really help both of us and propel our careers further, and just to be able to trust each other. And I think that's one of the greatest things that has defeated a lot of outside noise and people trying to come in between is exactly that, the trust. We trust each other.
And then Konombuzo Oti, so how did this whole Kings of the Weekend thing happen? And you should go to know it was during one of our shows that we used to do on Metro. I think we were signing out.
Yes.
Like at the end of the show. I'd say, I get from us, Sphectacula and DJ Naves, says the dealer says your diver into the weekend. We're the Kings of the Weekend. And then Naves' reaction was,
that's it. You got it. We paid it.
So from that day, we were known as the Kings of the Weekend. I think that happened in 2012 or 2013. And I want to still manje. My clients say to my fly and go to Kings of the Weekend. And no, the brand name is Sphectacula and DJ Naves. And then there's Kings of the Weekend, which is like Item or Monica, like Umakoya Bearings, as an example. It's DJ Tira, Umakoya Bearings. So it's Sphectacula and DJ Naves, the Kings of the Weekend. Yeah. So I've been correcting it for 13 years, man.
And people still don't give a damn.
And it is what it is. And then let's look at maybe some of the challenges Abakona at that stage as well. I remember we were mixing a lot across a few radio stations now. And Labe Sevenza Kona at the time, I think I was walking towards an office and Nikuluma with the guy there and Etigana. No, yabona nje baningi abantu abamixayo lana kumele basuke manje moyeni. For example, Sphe naboneza abaphume moyeni manje because vele ama careers angayindawo.
Sure.
And that hit me. I remember telling Naves and I was just like, are we doing the right thing? Like, is this thing going to make sense? Because if abantu laba abaphethe are saying this thing doesn't make sense, and I think like one of the lessons from that, and I think it was summed up very well the other day by a quote I saw, is vision doesn't need sight. So
yeah, the journey is going to be lonely. The journey is going to be long, but perseverance and ukuzmisela, I think, will set you apart, because you've said it, there's dreams only I can see. You might have other thoughts for me, and I appreciate it. I mean, it comes from a good place, but nothing will ever beat my own aspirations, because I know how much work I need to put into those things. And I think that's the advantage we have, is we saw the goal, we knew what we wanted to achieve, and we're going to run with it.
Yeah, most definitely that. And then a highlight in 2012. I want to go to call until, unless we say it ourselves. Good see, there was this massive hip hop show that everyone was looking forward to in the country, and then it's
extra cold live.
Extra cold. Sicela kuthina ukuthi James sicela bandla nizovulela le artist leli before yena angene stage ashaya into zakhe inina enzo performer last before yena. And we're like, oh, bani low, and the response was,
it's a Drizzy Drake.
Right?
It's a crazy show that I remember it like it was Izolo, because that's a night that changed our lives forever. Everybody who was at the show walked away saying, yo,
did you see what Sphectacula and DJ Naves did?
I'll never forget Ukolisa.
Yeah.
Called me the next day to say, hi, Mchan, hi. And Kolisa currently runs the biggest ad agency in the country.
Joe Public.
Joe Public.
Yeah.
They keep winning awards. So Google Joe Public and Kolisa. But he called and said, yo, man, I've never seen anything like it. Shout out to you guys. Keep going, because this thing it's going to take you guys far. Yeah. So it was an interesting show because we had planned so much. I think it was in the era at the time it wasn't big to have a content producer. It wasn't big to have that sort of thing. So at that time, we were flying around with It's Younger Chief.
Yeah, It's Younger Chief now. The artist Younger Chief.
It's Younger Chief now. Younger was our videographer, photographer, and he was on the road with us. What a wild guy. And we shot so much content because what we also did is we did these build-up parties to the concert.
Yeah.
So we'd shoot those things and we'll put all of that footage together. We had a huge countdown that's, at the time, this was unheard of. An LED screen, 24 meters each way. We're going to do this huge countdown. And the production team, Yaga Drake, sat with the South African one and they said, no, you can't do this. They're like, what do you mean? Like, what's wrong?
Yeah.
Like, it's too big. That intro is too big. Not Drake's intro is not this big. We can't. And we had to dumb it down, the visual element in terms, because at that point we were really just two young kids who had a dream and a vision, and we would sit on the internet looking at intros. So
all these amazing things.
We'd see big productions at Ultra and we'd be like,
I want that.
Yeah, so it was a learning as well to know how to, I say inverted commas, play your role, know where you fit into the puzzle. But look, I have no regrets. I wouldn't have done it. I don't think we would have done it any other way.
No.
But we gave it our best shot and it changed our lives.
Did indeed. Talking about changing our lives, I think, and also talking to Linda Boyisho about fitting in to a puzzle and fitting in correctly. It's about understanding what each person's role is in the business partnership, in the brotherhood as well, in the friendship as well. It's understanding our strengths and our weaknesses and trying to minimize the weaknesses and exploit for dual benefit what the strengths are. And I think that's something that's worked very well because everyone knows, if you ever dealt with us, so Dylan and I use khulume, send some specifics and the numbers 999, and then I'm like, all right, sharp. Just writing it, sharp. Khuluma no Naves. Because that's when then it's going to be finalized in Dabazama figures 99 because he will fight for our money.
I think you've summed it up very well. I think everybody has a part to play, and more than anything, you must push your brother to be good and do the best at what he is good at, and you then on the other hand do the best at what you're good at, because that's just the way that izolamula into eningi, and more than anything it helps the both of you, because without ukubambisana this thing is not the same.
Yeah, I agree. And then it comes to other changes game because now you've been running solo as a wild man for so long, and then there was this one night in Bloom having the time of our lives. My Naves again is like, nah, this can't be life. Something must change.
It was wild, man. Like I must have been 29, and we were living a dream. We had BMW sponsorships.
Yeah,
we had alcohol sponsorships.
Yeah.
So the economy was a good economy at the time.
They go right.
Yeah. And I woke up one morning and
looked around.
I looked around. I said, yeah. I said, sure, la. One of two things are going to happen. One is we're going to pick up something we shouldn't pick up.
Yeah.
Or two, we're going to die from something because just the amount of
excess
was it was more than anybody should. You know, when you go to a buffet, then lokudla khona suthethe wathatha waba sharp, but usabuyela lapha because kunani it's plentiful.
And kongo kwakho.
So I woke up that day and I said, no, this one is not for me.
Your dad.
Called my dad. I said, hey man, angikho right la ngikhona, but you're right. But I need you to make a change for me. And the change then was I wanted to take the next step. And I was also being very childish about things. I think when I met my partner at the beginning, my first partner, I knew she was the one. I just was like, this one, you know. But I was being difficult. I was fighting it. You fight this thing, uzuphelele umbona uthi lo uye but you're not going to just take me. I'm not going to walk into this thing. So it just got to a point where I just said, actually, I know ngikwazi ukudlala ngengane yabantu and nami myself. Sizani, save me from my damn self.
That time I'm like
saving,
bro.
Yes.
Manje bengicabanga ukuthi phela yabo. Hey, and then his life changed, and also interesting, see him fill out that role of being a father and just being a family guy. Because now the names Mazi song, once he drives into a gate in Lawake, it's not the same person. This guy completely changes. He's just like a very attentive dad, pays attention to all of the kids. Yes, like what do you need? I'm there for you. I'll get this and that. Bro, right? So fine. All right. That's bro. I'm the happiest ever within these walls.
Yeah, hey man, the streets. I'm not for the streets, man.
I'm not for the streets.
Especially Bloemfontein streets. Okay?
Last one.
Yeah. I think Lenti's thing part 2 because on the other side. But no, I think also the other part that we cannot leave out is I think our lives changed around the same time where we became my daughter and Sphe's firstborn son are literally the same age.
2.5 months apart.
2.5 months apart.
I wanted that December.
But yeah, I think our lives change for the better because it also shapes you. Responsibility really, really shapes you and prepares you for the next stage of life. And also, life doesn't begin until 40, man. Like when you, like in Pilo.
It's true, ne?
Yeah, because impilo nje bakithi inzima all around. I don't think there's anyone who can say life is without its challenges. But you truly start to understand the realities of challenges the closer you get to 40 because you've been doing whatever job you've been doing. By then you have a good 10 years experience of it and you probably hit the ceiling or feeling ngathi impilo ayisa progress manje, and you need to find something within you to pull you out of the cloud.
And I think it's most definitely lending to a purpose. Like finding your purpose and staying in your purpose and staying the course of that purpose changes everything.
Yeah, indeed.
4 quick questions, like before see Violet. Yokuqala is ukuthi friendships in 2025. How are you finding this friendship in 2025?
I actually, more than anything, I think come 2025, besides us now, because we live together like Tegwini, but people won't believe that, like, I get home, we have dinner at the table, and then I go to my room and I pass out, and I know Sphe's still awake because Kalama movie in the lounge.
You see my reviews, come on.
But like it's great. I think we've just found better ways of dealing with each other and accommodating each other because we kind of have figured this thing out. Sphe likes to sleep in, I like to wake up early, and everybody has their pockets. But because we've been working together for so long, we've become so much better at it and executing. Yeah.
And then how, as entertainers on the other side of 40, have you found a way of still staying relevant and having that same excitement about us as a brand after yonke le minyaka le together?
Lento le ayina formula
At all.
Ayina formula at
Njenge hits,
all.
ayina
You've
formula
got to
hits.
just keep swinging, keep punching, keep trying. There is no formula to this thing, especially now in the digital era. This thing is just about staying true to yourself. And just being as real as you can be, because there's somebody, whether younger or same age or older, who will attach to it. There's somebody out there who's sitting there and maybe doesn't even know your full catalog, but knows one song because umawake begai.
And it's interesting, like they're meeting Amanda Mandela saying, "Oh, my mom is such a big fan of yours." And you're like,
you know what I mean? So it's the knock-on effect, and I think those sort of things then let you know, because what is crazy now is a person born in the year 2000 is 25. They could have kids now, right? Which in turn means umawake, who was listening to our music, could be now a grandmother or a grandfather. And the music can then pass along 3 generations.
And you're still there.
So you've just got to keep swinging. That's all it is.
And I think for me, I also wanted to share with you, njengoba sikhona ke International Friendship Day, ukuthi I just want you to know ukuthi I am extremely proud of you. I'm extremely proud of everything osuke wayenza. I am grateful for every step that you've taken with me. I am grateful for wonke ama lessons abekhona empilweni, you know, on the business side of things, on the personal side of things. You've definitely been a great part of ukukhula kwami into the stage and age where I am now as indoda, being able to make my decisions that affect abantu abangaka like they do, including my family as well, like at the top of that list. And I would not have been able to live the last 15 years in Impilo Yami without you. You've definitely been the most amazing gift that God has given me to be able to bless other people with, and I appreciate that.
Shoo, that's a lot. I think for a lot of the time, it's things we overlook because we live together. We never take the time out to thank or acknowledge each other, because it's a high five, let's go get it.
In the moment.
See in the moment. And I think what you just said is a reflection of the past 15 years. It's a reflection of a time when umuntu, like, the highs and the lows are always there, but just to have a couch where in katele angfuni luto, here's my key, go. And you can just pass out, not talk to anyone. So that's the other thing is, in my introvert state, people were saying you're arrogant. No, I'm just overwhelmed. You know, but I'm allowed to be that person. I'm allowed to, I think my very close circle of friends get it. But look, sometimes just kuluma, it's got nothing to say.
It's nothing personal.
It's nothing personal. So to be able to have somebody that understands that, and walks this journey, understands that lo must figure hotel and
he'll be there. And he'll be in the moment.
It's important. I think those things are important. It speaks to your character, your maturity, your understanding of the person you work with, and just being able to be accommodating of each other. I appreciate that more than anything, because the world is not a nice place. Abantu have tried for many years to come in between our friendship. They've tried to be influential. They've tried to break us apart as a duo. And that's the one thing we stood firm on. I'll never forget those things.
Because they're part of the journey.
They're part of the journey, So I appreciate those things. And even if I never say it, I think this platform today has given me that chance to be able to actually say it. Maybe I have said it, but I don't know. So I think that's important for me.
Love you, bro. And shout out for the opportunity, Gagasi FM. I mean, the role that the station has played in our lives will be written in the heavens. You've definitely changed our lives, and giving us a platform to be able to impact abantu abangaka in the way that we do is something that mawuzalwa, you don't plan for something this amazing to ever be done to impilo yakho. So Siyabonga always. And to you and your people, when utsini gekubona for International Friendship Day. Have a great day.
Bachele ba favor Sundowns.